Hello, Matt Dinsmore here with Direct Care, continuing the Teaching Tuesday series. We have been talking about cost-sharing networks, and last week we talked about direct primary care for the uninsured and how it can benefit. Well, we're going to talk about direct primary care for the underinsured, and see how our services can help individuals save money even with an extra concierge-type membership. So what you'll see is there are decent studies out there. I want to call them baby studies, but they're actually a little bit bigger than that. They're not maybe grandiose 10,000 people studies, but where we have several thousand people, and actually some studies done in different regions, East Coast, West Coast, Colorado, so just about all over the place. And they are done from a state insurance type level, as well as from an employer-based level, just looking at what direct primary care was saving them in regards to costs. And you'll see this common thread or theme, and that is when it comes to medical prescriptions and out-of-pocket costs for an individual, you are typically decreasing claims and cost amounts by about 30%. So if you are, let's say, a big employer, right, 50 plus employees, and you are helping to pay for your health insurance for your members, with direct primary care memberships, what they find is that generally that company will spend 30% less than they would have if they didn't have a direct primary care membership. And it's not really a mystery. If you look at why 20 to 30% less in medical expenses, is because your direct primary care membership is absorbing all of those ancillary medical costs. Now, that could also be saving you from urgent care visits, which are very expensive, and ER visits that are very expensive because we offer 24/7 telemedicine services and same day, next day availability for sickness or injury visits. So we've helped to kind of eat up those larger expenses and therefore save money for individuals. So if you have a high deductible, you are, you go to the ER, that's going to be a big, or the urgent care, that's going to be a big bill, when most of those services can be taken care of, or injuries, illnesses can be taken care of in a primary care physician's office. Now, can we handle chest pain? No. Can we handle an appendix that needs to be removed? No. But how often in the year with a high deductible plan are you actually spending enough where you're going beyond that high deductible, beyond the co-insurance, right? It's very, very rare that people are doing that. And so what happens? Most of the time, they are eating up, they're paying for these large bills until they reach their deductible, which inevitably they rarely do, when it can make more sense, instead of getting billed these high insurance inflated prices from offices, you pay a monthly membership fee, or you pay a negotiated discounted rate, like we offer discounts on medications. This is why people generally spend 30 to 36% less in prescription expenses. I was looking at lisinopril, 100 tablets, which is 3 months worth, 20 milligrams, very common dose. You can get that through direct primary care for like $2.07. I'm pausing for effect. That is crazy low. Like, no wonder people are saving money in their prescriptions. You have a $15 copay, and it's like 300 times more expensive than what you can get if you just pay cash price and not run it through your insurance. So that's how direct primary care can save with prescriptions, and that can play out through a lot of generic medications. Even just having somebody can advocate for you that can say, hey, you're on a branded med. Did you know this branded med? You may not need to be on this really expensive med. There's a generic version of it. Let's go through that process, see if it's still a good option for you. And what the data suggests is that overall, particularly in the study done in North Carolina, where they did have tens of thousands of people enrolled, that people spent with a direct primary care membership, they were spending about 46% less on their total out-of-pocket cost for prescriptions and medical expenses. Not too bad. And overall, their membership was much less expensive than what they would have paid if they did not have insurance. So even if you have insurance, especially if you have a high deductible plan, having a direct primary care membership, additional cost of that, what you can be assured of is that we are most of the time going to be saving you money, even though you're paying for insurance, because we're not going to be eating away at that deductible unless you truly need it, like it's a major medical plan. And let's be honest, most insurance is major medical plans nowadays. Like, it's not what it was 15, 20 years ago. A $6,500 deductible, heck, a $5,000 deductible is a major medical plan, in my opinion. Who can really take that hit and say, oh, it's just a typical yearly deductible? Like, that is a lot of money to come out of an individual's pocket. So there's cost savings you can get with direct primary care. And then studies also indicate that there's an improvement in health when a person has access to a primary care physician. Now, you could spend an hour talking about this, but I'm trying to do it in like 2 minutes. So overall, when you look at direct primary care and studies specifically, when you ask people, their satisfaction scores in the 95th percentile nationally with a direct primary care membership. That's not too bad. Now, it's no wonder, because we're allowing extended office visits, like 30 to 60 minutes with your provider. You're not feeling rushed. You can talk about more than one thing at each visit. It's not like, hey, reschedule this 2 weeks later. Hey, why don't you come in tomorrow? We can talk about it. And you get 24/7 telemedicine services. And that when you call into the office, you're talking directly to a provider, not to a front office staff who leaves a message with the nurse, who leaves a message with the doctor, back to the nurse, back to you. God forbid you have a question, because it's back to the nurse, then the provider, back to the nurse. It's like ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. You have a provider that's advocating for you and your prescriptions and imaging and finance and specialty offices where they're making phone calls on your behalf. Like, it's not a wonder that people really enjoy this model. And again, studies generally indicate that people, like a 3-to-1 margin, people notice a significant improvement in their overall health. Now, there's ways to measure that through these kind of risk scores or chronic condition scores, but it proves out that when you have access to a primary care physician through a direct primary care model, you can also have an improvement in your overall health, especially if you have multiple chronic conditions. We can be there to help manage your symptoms, because you can come in often. We can provide a lot of education. We're not feeling rushed. Heck, we can attend specialty visits with you. That makes sense. So that's it. 3 slides to tell you how direct primary care can help you save money, even if you have health insurance. And finally, watch me spin around. Wow. It's a very fun swivel chair. Also, I'm reaching the end of my day, so I'm getting a little crazy. I won't continue on. If you have any questions, please leave comments below. And if you want to hear some more information, check up top on older posts, I guess, which is lower, and see our post about how direct primary care can save money for those who do not have insurance. All right, bye.